So I'm just going to do my best on this. There's a lot of information, James, so you got to make sure you follow me, okay? Got it? Okay. And if I stumble, I'll just keep going, as I always do. That's my style.
Yeah.
All right, great. Okay.
Anything good you want me to zoom in on?
Hey folks, this is Rack James from ORS Racks Direct in Vermont. Today I'm going to show you all about the new Yakima BaseLine tower and crossbar system. This is part of the StreamLine series, which has replaced all the old towers that Yakima have had for many, many years. The Q-Tower, which the BaseLine replaces, there it is. You recognize this old thing. I mean, this thing has been around for over 20 years. It has done a great job fitting naked roof vehicles, but a lot has changed in 20 years. Vehicles have changed a lot. You know, what people are looking for with crossbar systems have changed a lot. So it was time for the Q-Tower to kind of go away, and a new tower has been born, and it is the BaseLine tower. The BaseLine tower is compatible with 3 styles of bars. So another thing that has changed in the rack world in 20 years is more and more people want aerodynamic shaped bars. So the old round bar, you know, which is very functional, and still available, and is now still compatible, or is compatible with the BaseLine tower. So if you still want to stick with a round bar, you can, and you just have to make sure that when you choose a round bar, you also get the round bar SL adapter. This is sold separately, and it will mount on top of the BaseLine tower and accept the round bar. Each of these crossbar styles has its own adapter, but the round bar doesn't come with the adapter. The other option for another option for a bar is the Yakima CoreBar. There it is. It's a steel aero bar. It is a teardrop shape to it. Pretty aerodynamic, or very aerodynamic, very quiet. It does not have a T-slot, so you know this is sort of a less expensive aero bar option. It's actually the same price as a round bar, and you know, it looks cool. It's very durable, and more accessories these days can clamp around this type of bar. You know, if you have really old accessories that are only round or square bar specific, there might be an adapter that'll work on an aero bar like this, but if not, you know, you might just have to replace your accessory, or you just go with the old round bar. But I would say, you know, the benefit of an aero bar is certainly worth considering. It's more economical, it's certainly more quiet, more modern looking. Now the other option for the BaseLine tower is the JetStream bar, which is an aluminum aero bar. It does have a T-slot, which has an inlaid rubber strip, and that's pretty convenient. You don't have to cut the strip when you're putting in T-slot accessories that slide into that T-track. The bolt, or the T-bolt, just slides right over the top of it, and then the rubber gasket kind of fills in the space around it. So, and then when you take it off, it's still there. It's pretty slick. We like this bar a lot. It's really a nice looking bar, and available in black and in silver. So you got 2 color options with the JetStream bar. Another feature of the JetStream bar is this little edge on the front, which is a wind diffuser. So this is the most quiet bar available right now from Yakima. Very, very quiet, very aerodynamic and slick, and looks great. And we have the front bar already installed on this Kia Optima right here. So we're going to go ahead and show you how the installation works for the rear bar, which, you know, the procedure to set it up is the same as the front bar. So once I show you how to do this, you'll know how to install it. So again, let's take a look at this BaseLine tower. Again, BaseLine tower for naked roof vehicles. Vehicles that don't have side rails, don't have fixed mounting points, don't have tracks, rain gutters, you know, just a smooth rooftop. And they hook on with clips called base clips that attach to the tower, hook onto the edge of the roof under the door. With the base clips, you also get the base pad, and these are also kind of customized. So the custom piece of this system are the base clips. And base clips are available in pairs because, and this is one example, you very well might need 2 different types of base clips for the front and the rear bar. So in this case of the Kia Optima right here, the B134 or BC134 base clips are for the front bar, and the BC121s are for the rear bar. So the clips are shaped a little bit differently to accommodate the roof style as it changes from front to back. The adapter comes with the bar, and that's the adapter for the JetStream bar, and that adapter is going to attach to the top of the BaseLine tower. But let's take a quick look at this BaseLine tower. So here it is again, nice looking tower. It's got a nice automotive shiny finish to it. I mean, it looks really nice. The cover comes off. It is a locking cover, by the way. SKS lock cord can go right there to lock it to the roof. The cover comes off, and first thing you'll notice, no loose pieces. Everything is built into the tower. The old Q-Tower had like these U-bolts and a P-bolt and all these little pieces that you could lose. Not anymore. Everything is built into the tower, so that's really a nice feature. And other than that, let's show you how to set it up. So once you've determined which bar you want, you'll get the appropriate adapter, with the exception of the round bar again, which you have to buy the adapter separately. By the way, I didn't show you, but the CoreBar adapter looks like that. And the CoreBar adapter, attaches onto the top of the bar. But we're not using the CoreBar today, we're doing the JetStream. So we take the JetStream adapter, and it's made of two pieces. So you got this plastic base piece. So the first thing you do is you pop it on top of the tower. And you just push it down until you hear it snap into place. There we go. And it's nice and level. You hear that sort of double snap. That's the front and the back end kind of engaging. And you'll notice it has like these plastic edges. Those are where we're going to slide into the T-track channel on the bottom of the bar, which runs the entire length of the bar. And that's kind of cool because that means that you can go with a longer bar than what is recommended for your vehicle, which wasn't always an option with a lot of aerodynamic bar options from other brands. You're usually limited to the bar recommended for the vehicle because the channel that the foot attaches to only goes in so far. So to go with a wider bar, the feet aren't going to be close enough together if you were to size up. But now you can go with the longest bar you want. Anyway, got that piece in place. Then you take this other metal piece, and that goes on top, and you're going to want to tighten this in place. There's a bolt built into the tower, and the head of the bolt is on the underside. There's a little gray piece here that you have to pop open that exposes the head of the bolt. It's like a little window. So once you've got that open, you can go ahead and put your wrench and start to tighten. And as I tighten, you'll notice that that metal piece starts to lower. And when you set it up to slide it onto the bar, you want to go just a little bit above the edge of the plastic piece. Like that's probably good right there. Okay? And we're going to now slide this onto the bar. All right? So you line it up nice and level. And if you're ever having any trouble, what might happen is sometimes this plastic piece pops out. So you just push it back. There we go. Push it back on. All right. And get it going here. There we go. There we go. And then if it gets caught up, it's just the rubber top part of the tower kind of getting hung up. So you just got to kind of push it out of the way, and then it'll slide on nice and smooth like that. Okay. Now, where on the bar does this tower need to go? Well, that's when you refer to your base clip. I keep saying Q-clips, now they're called base clips. Your base clip instructions, which give you very precise measurements. Now, there are 4 measurements. They're called the M4 measurements, and they tell you where the front bar needs to go in relation to the windshield. That's the M1 measurement. Where the 2 towers, the distance between them needs to be set for the front bar. That's the M2 measurement. The M3 measurement is what we're going to do right now, and that's the distance between the 2 towers on the rear bar. And the M3 measurement is 35 7/8. Now, Yakima has made it really easy for you. They have actually put measurement ruler basically on, scribed into the bar, and so you just can line up the edge of the tower with the measurement, which is 35 7/8 again. And you're probably not going to see this, but there's 35, there's 36, and there's 35 3/4. So I'm just going to go between 36 and 35 3/4, which is 35 7/8, just like that. I've done the same thing on the other side. So now this is exactly 35 7/8 inches apart. Couldn't be any easier than that. All right, now before we tighten the tower in place, one of the other cool features of the BaseLine is the pitch adjustment. The pitch adjustment is, you can see how the tower can kind of spin. Well, that's what that's going to do, is level the aero bar. So if you've got a really curved roof, the bar won't be pointed up like this. You can level it, which is really a nice feature of this tower. So the pitch measurement is also given in the instructions, and for the rear bar, it's position C. All right, so you're gonna have to come over here, and all right. So again, we're gonna get to I move this out of the way. 35 7/8. These lines right here are what we're looking at, and there's A, B, and C. A is the line closest to the front of the bar, which is the rounded part. There's also an arrow on the bar pointing to the front of the bar if you need some extra help. A, B, and C, and it calls for C. So I just rotate the tower all the way over to the C line, and then I tighten it. And that sets that pitch adjustment. Now, how tight do I go? Well, you go until the torque wrench clicks 3 times. So this is a torque wrench. It takes all the guesswork out, and that's yet another nice feature of this tower. Okay. The one other measurement or adjustment is the toe adjustment. And the toe adjustment allows you to adjust the position of the tower in this orientation to sort of better accommodate roofs that have almost like an hourglass shape to them. In this particular vehicle, the front toe adjustment is set at 1. Yes. But the rear is set at 2. So instead of A, B, C, it's now 1, 2, and 3. But the same thing, number 1 is the one closest to the front of the bar. Watch, you can see how that little nub lines up with one of those lines. And that adjusts the angle that the pad, the base pad, is going to sit. So it basically allows it to, just micro adjust a little bit just to accommodate the curvature of the roof. But we're set at 2, which is in the center. And so that's just in the middle, and then we just tighten this down. And same thing till it clicks 3 times, okay? So now that tower is set on the bar, the pitch adjustment is correct, the toe adjustment is correct, and the distance on the bar itself is correct. Then we pop on our base pad, which is a little arrow on the bottom, and that points outward. And that clicks onto this bar, and that pivots as well. And so this thing is now ready to go onto the roof. Not quite. What the last thing you need to do is put the rubber strip into place. So this rubber strip fills in this channel, which if you do not put the rubber strip in, it's going to be super loud. So you want to make sure that you do in fact put it in. So the first thing you do is you just line it up on the inside here and just press it down until it's nice and flush. Do that all the way to the end, and then trim it. And then with the leftover piece, then you fill in the edges. Except you don't go all the way to the end. You go to about there, because the end cap actually, you can see this piece. That's going to cover. I think that might be the other side, but that piece is going to go in about that far. So the strip should only go that far. So you trim it to fill in the rest of that channel. And then you're good to go. So let's just pretend that I did that. We're not going to cut this strip, because then I have to go bug my parts guy and have him replace it, and he'd be grumpy at me. The other thing that we're going to attach once we get it on the roof is that base clip. But first thing we're going to do is determine, okay, where does the rear bar go on the roof? Well, now we grab our provided measuring tape here. Okay, and we refer again to our instructions and the M4 measurement. So the M1 measurement, as I said, was the distance on the inside of the towers on the front bar. For this Kia Optima, it's 40.5 inches. When I set those up just like I showed you before. The M2 measurement is the distance from the glass, the windshield, where the glass ends, to the inside or the front edge of the base pad, and it is 8 3/4 inches. All right, so you just use your measuring tape, line it up with the glass. The inside edge of the pad is 8 3/4. All right, so that's how we set up the front bar. Obviously, you make sure it's even on both sides, and then you put the clip on, and I'll show you how that works. You tighten it down, and good to go. Now, to get the M3 measurement, which we already did, that was a distance. M3 measurement is the distance of the towers between the towers on the rear bar. The M4 measurement is the one we're after right now, which is the distance from the front bar to the rear bar. So I'm going to open up the door here. I'm going to go grab my assembly and drop it onto the roof. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to So it does help to have some help. It helps to have help. But I don't have anyone helping me, so I'm going to have to do this all by myself. So you just kind of rest it on the roof, roughly where you think it might go. It's going to go back a little bit further here. We'll call that good. And then, I'm going to close this door first. Put the clip on top of the measuring, or top of the instructions so it doesn't scratch the vehicle. And look at that M4 measurement, which is 32 inches. All right, so 32 inches is the measurement from the front edge of the front aero bar to the front edge of the back. And I'm way, way too far back. So, let's slide that more forward here. There we go. Try it again. And 29. So you see how this works. 32. Okay. And again, this is why it helps to have a buddy. They can be on the other side. All right. So let's call that close enough for now. All right, now we're going to attach the base clip. Grab our wrench for that. Here we go. And why don't you come over, get right in here, and I'll show you how this works. Okay, so you got this little gray piece. You pop that open. There's a little bolt in here that the clip fits under, and then it catches. And then you can, well, actually you leave that open because you're going to end up tightening this. Once we get this guy onto the roof, you can see that the clip is going to hang over the edge. You can kind of see what's going to happen. It's going to hook on there. There are two adjustments to make at this point. First of all, you double check, now that we've got it close, double check the measurement again. You want 32 inches. I'm going to back it up just a little bit more. There we go, 32 inches, perfect. Okay, then this guy, first thing you want to do is adjust this bolt right here, which is like a clip adjustment, and it adjusts the clip going in and out. All right. So by tightening it, we're going to tighten it until the clip, the inside of the clip, just touches the lip of the roof. There we go, right there, just touching. And then you go do that on the other side, and then you start to tighten this bolt, which is going to creep the hook upward, and you do that until it just touches. And then you go to the other side and do the same thing. So at that point, you've got both sides where the clip is in the position it needs to be before you really go down and crank on it. Okay? So I'm going to go and do that on the other side, and then we'll tighten this thing down and see how it looks. Okay. So as I had shown, you adjust the clip, first the clip adjustment to line it up so that the inside edge of the clip just touches the edge of the roof. You do that on the other side, then you come back to this side, and then you start tightening this guy until the clip goes up and the bottom edge of the clip contacts the lip of the roof. Go around the other side and do that to the other side, and then you just proceed to tighten. And I wouldn't tighten all the way on one side. I would get a good, several turns till you're pretty close, go on the other side and tighten, and then come back and finish the job. And you're perfectly tight when you turn the wrench and you hear those clicks. That clutches out. That tells you that this is perfectly tight. And then you can close that little gray door. You can put on your end cap, or your locking cover, I should say, not the end cap, the locking cover. And I would recommend putting the SKS locks in there. Then you've got your end cap, and this is the wrong end cap. Here it is. It's in my pocket. How about that? There is actually a left and a right end cap. And there's a little, there we go. Ta-da! And then if you'll see, when you close the door, the clip doesn't really cause any trouble. I mean, it just pushes on the gasket just a little bit, but I mean, when you're talking about a non-permanent clip-on style system, I mean, that's the way it's going to attach. But some people are thinking, well, these clip-on systems aren't safe. Are you kidding me? I mean, that is not going anywhere. That is super, super, super secure. And you can mount your bike carrier, your cargo box, kayak racks, whatever will fit along these bars up there. So excellent, excellent system. Nice and clean. Again, those pitch adjustment allowed us so that the Top of the aero bar is pretty level. That means an accessory isn't going to be all tweaky. It's going to be nice and perpendicular, like kayak stackers, for example, are going to be pretty perpendicular to each other, to the bar and parallel to each other. So it's a really, really great new crossbar system from Yakima. All right, so once again, thanks for watching. This was the Yakima BaseLine crossbar system using the JetStream bar, and I'm Rack James from ORS Racks Direct. Take care.